Hello, my name's Charles Blevins. Today I'm going to talk to you about meditation. Meditation is very valuable in people's lives, and most people do not understand why it is so important to take time to invest within themselves. Everyone thinks that they have to invest in themselves by doing external things, but not internal things. Internal things are one of the more valuable tools that we can learn to do to benefit our lives, to help reduce stress, anxiety, to help resolve issues that are going on within our lives, to better our relationships, to help find peace, tranquility, calmness, happiness within inside of ourselves. These are all important things. Most people don't understand, and I try to explain this. So, there are simple techniques to do to incorporate meditation into your life. Let's say you are working, okay? If you act like you are a smoker, even though you may not be a smoker, you can go outside. Take a 5 or 10 minute break every hour. Instead of smoking a cigarette, you take a gentle walk or just go outside. Roll the eyes to the back of your head and try to point it to your pineal gland. The pineal gland is here. When you push your eyes upwards and just gently close your eyes, you're activating your pineal gland. So there's a couple of benefits by acting like a smoker and going outside and activating your pineal gland for a few seconds. One, what you're doing is you're going outside, you're standing there, you're closing your eyes gently, rolling them up into your head, you're taking in a few deep breaths, and you're just telling yourself to relax. So, what does this do? It helps you reset the mind temporarily, breaking up the monotony of sitting down working for an hour, especially if you are a telecommuter and you turn around and you're doing video conferencing or working in front of a computer screen, relieving your eyes from pressure for a few minutes, which will help your eyes as you get older. Two, you're also for a few minutes taking in deeper breaths, which is activating the front, this area right in here, your frontal lobe, and allowing you to deal with your work a lot more rationally, much more thoroughly. Third, it gives your mind a break for a few minutes and allows it to take a break from what you're doing, giving it some rest. And then when you come back in to start your work again, you have clarity. All of these things are a great benefit. It means that you'll be more productive. So, excuse me, if you think that you don't have the 5 or 10 minutes, you're lying to yourself because you're actually not going to be as productive. By taking that 5 or 10 minute break, you're actually becoming more productive because now you're dealing with things more clear, more accurately, and you're refocusing with more of your brain power instead of less. For all these reasons, meditating will greatly benefit whatever task you're doing. Whether you are working at a desk, doing homework for school, or just trying to break up the monotony of doing a task. Now, here are some other benefits. when you get exhausted and aggravated because you've just been doing a task over and over and over again, just get up from that task, stop doing that task, and just step outside and take in a deep breath. And just close your eyes. Now, here's the second thing we can do. Second thing we can do is we can go outside and take a gentle walk. It's a very slow, peaceful walk, so you're not walking very fast. You're watching every step you're taking. You're being conscious and aware of every step. And at the same time that you're watching every step, you're taking in deep, slow breaths. The whole point is taking in deep, slow breaths and focusing on the little details that your body is doing. Little details. Not the big things, but the little details. How you're stepping, how your foot's hitting the ground. These are little details. You're paying attention to all the sounds moving around you, how the wind is moving, how the smells in the air are hitting you and impacting you emotionally. You're paying attention to all the little details. This is a subtle walk, and you just do it for a few minutes, and then you can go back to your task after a few minutes of taking this nice, subtle little walk. It helps relieve tension. It helps reduce the stress in the mind. It breaks up the monotony again. And you're teaching yourself just to be calm and relaxed. Now, when you go back to doing whatever that monotonous task was, you're going to deal with it a lot more smoother, a lot more calmer, a lot more peaceful, and you'll be a little bit more relaxed. And the next time you start to get a little bit frustrated, aggravated, you get up and you go take your walk again. These are very simple things. We don't have to fight whatever we have to do. We can get up, take a break, take a breath, relax the mind, change our outlook, and then go back to what we were doing and give it 100% of our full capability. And if we have to do it several times throughout the day, that's fine. I try to explain to people it's fine. It's okay to take time for yourself, to keep yourself happy, to bring a little bit of peace in your life, and to deal with things that we have to do that are not always fun and enjoyable. So taking care of yourself and giving yourself attention is a wonderful thing. And by you giving yourself some attention, by the end of the day or by the time you're done with your task, and then you have to be around other people or communicate with them, they will be much more pleasant to deal with because of you will be in a much better place, a much more happier, peaceful, tranquil, calmer place to deal with people. These are very simple techniques. Now, not everyone can sit down and meditate for long periods of time, and that's okay. I tell people, don't worry about how long you meditate for. This is where people get meditation all wrong. Meditation isn't about sitting down for an hour, 15 minutes to meditate. Not everyone can sit there for that length of time. So what I tell people to do, meditation is simple and easy, and don't make it complicated. The more simpler and easy you make meditation, the more it's going to work for you. So, when I tell people to start with meditation, I tell them set up 2 to 3 times a day to meditate. Keep those times for at least 60 days. This is the crucial part. You got to do this much. So if you set your meditation up at 9 and 5, you have to show up at 9 o'clock and you have to show up at 5 o'clock. That's the trick behind this. 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock. If you set it up at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, you need to show up at 12 o'clock and you have to show up at 6 o'clock, ready to meditate. That's the whole trick behind meditation. Showing up at the time you set to meditate. Now, excuse me, my throat's getting a little dry, sorry. Now, here comes the second portion of meditation. Find a comfortable position to sit in. You want to be able to sit somewhere that your back will stay straight and your body is comfortable where it will not fall asleep. So if you're sitting Indian style and your legs are on top of each other, you may end up cutting off some of the blood pressure in your legs, putting your legs to sleep, which will make it very uncomfortable for you sitting. So I don't care if you're sitting on a couch or on a chair or on the floor. The point is you're sitting in a comfortable upright position. This is crucial. It took me about a year to find a very comfortable position. I went through chairs, sitting on the couch, sitting on the floor. I went through many different cushions. And the best thing I found was a big, thick dog pillow and then a cushion that I put up against a wall, and it keeps my back straight. It gives my buttocks and my legs plenty of comfort, and I can sit there for hours without any issues. Now, when I'm meditating, and I tell people to start meditating, it's not about the length of time you sit there. It's the point that you took the time to sit. Most people try to time their meditation. I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes today. And then they're fighting with themselves, and it's like, oh God, I don't want to be here. This is just too ridiculous. I got other things to do. It's the wrong approach. You're setting up, by doing that, by setting up a time of how long you're going to sit there, you're forcing yourself to do something for a long period of time. And when you sit down and you're forcing yourself, it is just so hard. What I'm telling you to do is force yourself to keep the appointment. Don't force yourself to sit there for any length of time. Over time, your body will want to sit there. The hardest portion is maintaining the schedule. If you maintain the schedule over time, you will figure out how to sit there. You will figure out what works for you. But if you're not taking the time to keep your schedule, you'll always go, well, I got other things to do today. This is so much more important. These other external things are more important than me internally. See, we're all taught that externally will bring us happiness. It does and it doesn't. This is where it gets real tricky. Internally will always bring you happiness. No matter what you do internally, it can bring you tremendous happiness. Because of people go, well, I don't feel good internally. And I go, well, if you work through those internal issues, you'll find that you'll be a lot more happier. When you're happy inside, you'll find that you need less external things in your life to make you happy. I don't know. If I'm internally happy and it requires me to have less external things, I'll tell you this. I don't have to work as hard. Because I'm not worried about how my car looks, or if I got the best house, or if I have the best furniture or clothing. If I'm happy inside, I'm happy inside. And how much is that saving me in money externally? How much less work do I have to do compared to you? I don't know. These are all choices. You just have to choose what's more important to you. The things that you see externally that are materialistic, or the quiet space within inside of you. What I do find is most people have a difficult time sitting with themselves in quiet. Most people just can't do it. They have such a hard time being alone. And that's a shame that you have to have external activities, because if you cannot be alone, it is important for people to understand the value of being alone with themselves and being able to handle the internal self. I will tell you in a heartbeat, I've had some amazing experiences through meditation that I will never experience in an external world, that feel realer than life, that go beyond anything I could ever explain. It has taken me years to have those experiences. But this is what I explain to people. If you take the time to sit down, and it does not matter to me how long you are sitting there, if you are there for 5 seconds, you are there for 5 seconds. And if you feel you need to get up after 5 seconds, that's fine, get up. The point is you took the time, you kept the schedule, and you sat down, you closed your eyes, you turn around and practice breath techniques. And when you felt the time that you could no longer sit there, you got up, you got up. You keep doing it, and over time, you'll sit there a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. You'll start practicing better breath techniques. You'll start working with the mind, clearing the mind out. You'll start over time getting the mind clean. When I say the mind will be clean, the mind will just start slowing down and becoming quiet. These things don't happen overnight. It takes years of practicing. Boy, my throat keeps drying out today. I'm sorry. The point about meditation, it took me 3 years, and I was doing meditation hours a day trying to get to that place. And what I found out was it wasn't about the amount of time, it was about keeping the schedules. Everyone teaches you about sitting down and keeping a clock of how long you're sitting there. And I won't teach you that. I will teach you the opposite of that. You don't need to time yourself sitting there. That doesn't matter. I've sat in meditation for minutes, and I've had profound experiences. I've sat in meditation thinking I was there for 2 or 3 seconds, and I was there sitting for hours. I just can't explain those profound moments, but they happen. And the best thing I can tell you is you, at some point in time, you need to experience for yourself to understand the full value. I can never explain the value of meditation to the degree that meditation will bring someone. And it's just amazing when you get there. But the point is getting someone there. How do you get someone there? And the easiest way I can tell anyone is just take the time to sit. excuse me, keep a schedule. Keep a vigilant schedule at least twice a day, a minimum of 6 months. You really want to keep it for closer to a year before it starts to make sense to you. The longer you can keep that schedule, the more it'll start to make sense, the more it becomes valuable in your life, the more things will start to happen. It's what I call the magic. And you're trying to get to the space of magic. And there is magic in it. The magic, I can't explain how the magic works. It's just, you got to do it. But meditation will bring so much into someone's life. And it's not dramatic things, it's the subtleness of change within us. It's the subtleness of calmness, the subtleness of peace, the subtleness of happiness, the subtleness of kindness, caring about ourselves and others. And it changes your perception of life, your viewpoint, and how you're going to deal with life. For all these reasons, I always will recommend that everyone needs to do the meditation, needs to do the work in order to meditate. And there is work involved, and that requires us keeping a vigilant schedule and finding a comfortable way for us to sit in an upright position where our back is correctly supported and our body will not fall to sleep, so our body can feel comfortable without falling asleep in the process. And that can take some time to figure out. But if you're not doing vigilance on keeping your schedule, then you're not going to take the time to figure it out. And that's where the issue comes in. So I hope this helps you a little bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me. I am more than happy to help anyone out there. It does not bother me to take some of my time to give you some time if it's going to help you in your life. I wish you the best. I send my love to everyone. Please take care of yourself and enjoy your life.